Okay guys, now we're gonna actually continue on with the video, but we're gonna be talking about continue statements and break statements. So here we have the same code as the other video, but we have some modifications. So I added an extra 3 in here, and the purpose of this code is to try and filter out the 3's. So we should theoretically get a list back of 1, 2, 4, and 5, right? Because we want to remove it. But let's see what happens. So when we print out test list, as you can see, there's a 3 in there. So what is happening? So when index is 0, nothing happens. It just increments it again. When index is 1, same thing, increments it one more time. When index is 2, Python's like, okay, we gotta remove this. Boom. All right, cool. So it's gonna go on again. It's gonna keep incrementing. So now 3 is at index number 2. Is saying, okay, index is now gonna be 3, and it's gonna move on, which is why it's getting tested right here. So it's kind of getting skipped. So what you would want to do is that you would want to do this. Continue. So what is continue? Continue means, okay, Python, if you reach this line, you're good for this loop for now, all right? You're good for this iteration of the loop, I should say. So instead of hitting down here and incrementing it one more time, just go back to the beginning and just see if anything changed. So when Python hits this statement, it's gonna remove it, right? And once it hits this continue statement, it's not gonna increase the index. The index is still gonna be 2. So it's gonna go back to the beginning, which is right here. Index will still be 2 instead of 3. And then it can finally do the comparison and be like, oh, okay, there's another 3 there. And then remove it, and then check again. So once it removes it, the index doesn't change, and it's gonna check again and be like, okay, so is 4 3? No? Okay, so we can finally increment it one more time. So let's see what happens when we actually do this. So will this work? And yes, it does. As you can see, we have something with all the 3's removed, and we can put some more 3's in there. We can scatter some 3's, and we should just get the same result. And yes, all the 3's have been filtered successfully. Now, what would happen if we just want to break through the loop? So what does break do? Break essentially just kills the loop. So if we break it here, when we reach the first 3, the while loop will die. So whenever you use a break statement, a while loop or a for loop will just stop working. It'll just like basically break it. So we should get a list back that only has 1 removed 3 because it only had the opportunity to actually remove 1 3. So this break statement, this is what Python is doing. It's going over this one, and then the first index right here, well, index number 1, and then index number 2 right here. It sees that it's 3, it removes it, and then it just stops completely. This isn't run, nothing else is ran, and whenever you print it, it only removed it once. So a break statement completely exits out the loop, and be careful when you're using it because it could cause some unintended consequences. So whenever you're thinking, why is my loop not continuing? Maybe think about this. You might have a break statement that is stopping it. So yeah, let me know if you guys have any other questions.